Suddenly, my collarbone on this side started swelling up, and I began coughing like crazy. So I thought I had pneumonia, thinking, I must have pneumonia. I went to the hospital, but the doctor said this. There's an 8 centimeter tumor located right between your heart and your lungs, and that tumor keeps pressing on your lungs, which is exactly why you're experiencing this uncontrollable coughing. Ironically, as someone who was once called a cancerous presence in society by others, I actually ended up getting cancer. Hello, nice to meet you all. I'm Saebyeok, a beauty creator. I create and upload beauty-related content on YouTube. I started doing this work back in 2014. Well, I guess because I worked really hard at it for a long time, I was doing pretty well back then. I made a lot of really cool videos too. And thanks to invitations from brands, my overseas schedule was incredibly packed. I spent every single day extremely, extremely busy. But, as some of you might know, I ended up starting a business together at the suggestion of a very close acquaintance. But then, during the process of running the business, problems arose. I ended up getting really deeply hurt through that experience. Because of that incident, I was subjected to a lot of malicious comments. Among them, there was a comment like this: "Someone like you is a cancer to society." I wondered, am I really a cancer to society? I fell into a really deep sense of self-doubt. My mental state was completely shattered by provocative news headlines and countless malicious comments from random people. Because of that, I suffered from very severe depression and social anxiety. At the time, I wanted to die, so I actually started to plan my own death. But do you know what's really interesting? As I was planning my death, this thought came to me. If I'm going to die in 5 hours, I should eat everything I want. If I'm going to die tomorrow, then today I should just live as wildly and freely as I want, and then die. What if it's a week from now? What if it's a month? Like this, I started to live each day again. I thought, whatever, let's just pretend I've already died and live however I want for once. I mean, what's the point of having money in my bank account? Thinking, I'm someone who's going to disappear anyway, I ended up booking a ticket to Paris for 2 weeks later. I really, really wanted to see the Eiffel Tower. So 2 weeks later, I hurriedly bought a ticket to Paris, saw the Eiffel Tower, and even filmed a vlog. Seriously, I might cry. Anyways, that's how I started living each day, one at a time. At that time, I realized just how strong I really was. To put it bluntly, I thought, I'm a badass. That's the kind of thought that came to me. Sorry, there's just no other word that can replace it. You know what I mean, right? Like, wow, I'm such a badass. That thought it just hit me. I guess I knew it instinctively. Looking back, I think I was really, really strong. Back in college, things were pretty tough at home. There was a time when my sister and I lived in a tiny room and I had to do everything on my own. Honestly, there wasn't a part-time job I didn't try. Except for doing anything bad, I did pretty much everything. But I really wanted to go to an English academy. Everyone else was going, but when I checked my bank account, I only had just enough to cover my phone bill. So I found a short-term part-time job, and it turned out to be sorting packages at a delivery center. It doesn't suit me, does it? I went to do the package sorting part-time job. It was a really cold day, but they told me to go home. They said, "This is heavy work, so women can't do it. We're only hiring men for this job. Didn't know that?" When they said that, this is what I told them. "Sir, my stamina is no joke. I'm really strong and I learn work really fast. I'm also really quick. Just let me try working once. I can't go home today." That's what I told them. And in fact, I did the package sorting part-time job for 3 days and earned money for my English Academy tuition. But actually, I did really well. I got a lot of compliments and I was able to sort packages much faster and more efficiently than others. Turns out I really am a strong person. In the end, the Saebyeok that wanted to die turned out to be stronger than I thought. I really felt like I had leveled up a lot, And that's how I ended up starting YouTube again. When I started YouTube again, the response was pretty good. I started getting a lot of love calls from brands again, and I was even planning a big fan meeting too. But then, all of a sudden, this side of my collarbone started swelling up, and I began coughing like crazy. So I thought I had pneumonia, thinking, I must have pneumonia. I went to the hospital, but the doctor said this: there is a tumor, 8 centimeters in diameter, between your heart and lungs, and that tumor keeps pressing on your lungs, which is why you're coughing. Ironically, as someone who was once called a cancerous presence in society by others, I actually ended up getting cancer. I thought, I've already used up all my bad luck. Yeah, I had told myself, now only good things are left for me. But right in that exact moment, I was diagnosed with cancer. But what did I say earlier? I said I was strong. Come on, cancer. Yeah, I'm ready. Come on. Let's see what happens. Let's see who wins. Let's do it. I had this kind of mindset. Even to my family who were crying, I said, if it's cancer, you just treat it. If it's a tumor, you just remove it, so stop crying. That's what I told them. I might have to say something a bit unpleasant, but this is something irreplaceable. Every time I lay down in the hospital, this thought would come to me. So, I have cancer. Fuck. Even when I'm doing well and staying cheerful, sometimes that sentence just hits me out of nowhere. The whole situation was just so absurd to me. A lot of people have asked me why I decided to confess about my cancer on YouTube. Of course, a lot of people ask with a kind intention. But among them, there are comments like this: you're such an attention seeker. You should film a vlog even when you are in your grave. Things like that. She must be lying. Aren't you just seeking for attention? There were comments like that too. What kind of cancer patient does YouTube? Just focus on your treatment. Why are you putting on makeup? There were also people who looked at me negatively. But why should I hide? It's not like getting cancer is a wrongdoing, and I haven't done anything to be ashamed of, so why should I hide? That idea was really strong in me. Things like cancer, incurable diseases, or chronic illnesses aren't crimes. There's nothing to be ashamed of either. But society seems to just stamp a label on you as a cancer patient. If I had been an office worker, I would have gone to work. But since I'm a YouTuber and that's what I originally did, I just continued on with my daily life. Even while fighting cancer, I keep realizing that I'm actually a much stronger person than I thought. Cancer hasn't only brought bad things to me. Pretty, right? This is actually my original style. You know exactly what I mean, right? Long hair, all flowy, anyone can tell I'm a beauty YouTuber. Of course, I still love this style even now. But when I started chemotherapy, I began to lose my hair. And I ended up shaving my hair like this. Have you ever thought about a bald beauty YouTuber? I honestly never imagined it. But I really did become a bald beauty YouTuber. Ta-da! But you know what? This actually brought me a huge opportunity. It expanded the spectrum of my style in ways I never could have imagined. Could anyone have imagined that Saebyeok, the beauty YouTuber, would scratch her head like this and try out this kind of style? I couldn't have imagined it. But since I'm appearing on SEBASI today, I drew another line like this. And here I even added a star. Isn't it pretty? Are my fans watching this? In this way, I was able to greatly expand my own style. And not only that, being able to create all sorts of styles with wigs is a huge advantage while having this job. There was this one time, no matter how cheerful I am, life in the hospital isn't always enjoyable. When you undergo chemotherapy, it kind of feels like you are seasick 24 hours a day all the time. But I realized I couldn't just lie there suffering and feeling depressed. It just felt like a waste of time. So I decided to change my mindset. This is a boat cruise. Today the waves are a bit rough. Tomorrow I'll probably be sailing smoothly. That's how I started to think, and I began inviting my friends to my hospital room. By inviting my friends on this journey, I even made a guest book. My friends would come here, draw pictures with colored pencils, write letters, and take photos together with me. I tried to make my time in the hospital as enjoyable as possible, and honestly, my memories of being in the hospital aren't bad at all. I actually have way more memories that are fun, enjoyable, and happy. Yes, and I have one more thing to say. This is really important. After I got cancer, there were so many more people who started to care about me. You know what I mean, right? I was just trying to survive, trying to bring out my own strength to stay alive. But seeing that, people told me they gained a lot of courage. But even that is something I could never have imagined for myself. Yes, at one time I was called a cancerous presence in society, but now I had become someone who gives courage to others. It really is something I could never have imagined. And with that, so many opportunities came my way. They still come, even now. I'm sorry. Even now, I've been able to stand on the SEBASI stage, which my parents absolutely love. Everyone, we are actually much stronger than we think. As we go through life, truly unexpected hardships and turning points can come our way. Whenever that happens, I hope you'll make sure to draw out the strength within you. When I broke through something called a crisis, I found that there was an opportunity waiting there. I have no doubt that it will be the same for you all. I'm still undergoing treatment with new medication. I think there will continue to be major crises ahead for me as well. Crises keep coming my way, but that's nothing new. I've faced them before and I've made it through. I already know how strong I am. I'm ready to overcome the crisis just like I always have. I'm not pausing like this to get applause, but I'm really grateful for all the applause you're giving me. First of all, I will continue to do my work. You'll keep seeing me on YouTube as well. And moving forward, I plan to discover even more of my strength by overcoming many more crises and hardships. Lastly, there's something I really wanted to say to you all. Some of you might think, but I'm not strong. When hardships came, I gave up, I broke down, and I failed. I think some of you might feel that way. But is there anyone who never gives up, never breaks down, or never fails? I do too, every day. Today, I'm not here to force anyone to be strong, but rather, I just wanted to share my own experiences. Not long ago, I watched a video of a YouTuber with cerebral palsy singing really well, and it gave me a lot of strength. So, just as that video did for me, I sincerely hope that this story can give even a little bit of courage to some of you. Thank you so much for listening to my story, even though I was a bit of a crybaby today. Thank you again.